Thank you guys for joining me live from the grooming table. You know who I am. I am Amy Leigh, certified professional pet groomer since 2003, but it is absolutely my pleasure to share with you the secrets of the pet grooming industry so you can provide the same level of quality care to your beloved pets at home as I provide to my client pets as a professional. I'm so glad to see you guys. Today is such a cool day. For me, especially because I got to film and wait for and be part of the solar eclipse 2024. I was so excited all day. I was filming different things. I was testing different filters on my camera to see if I could capture this, and I did. It was so cool, even though it was cloudy here in Pennsylvania. So not everybody was able to see the solar eclipse, but I can honestly say that I feel very privileged for what I was able to see. So if you haven't seen what I posted, hop over to Instagram or Facebook, Go Groomer. So look at Go Groomer on Facebook or Instagram. I posted a lot of things, especially in my stories today, but I posted a couple of reels too. So if you want to see what I saw, I shared it with you. So with that being said, I'm feeling quite lunar today. Not really loony, but lunar. And I planned this live stream as a Q&A for you. So I did post that much earlier in the week. So hopefully you guys could gather your questions together and think about things that you might want to ask me while you're live in front of me. Any struggles with dog grooming, that's what I want to help you with. So hopefully you guys, yes, Amanda, I am having a great day. I am really hopped up today because of this solar eclipse. It was exciting. It kind of crept up on my daughter, and I were watching it with Big Gus, and it kind of crept up on us, even though I knew what time it was going to happen. It was like 3:23 exactly. So I was prepared for hours. I had my cameras out there on tripods. I was testing different footage. I was seeing different stages of the eclipse leading up to it through my camera, and just so excited. And all of a sudden my daughter starts doing a TikTok at 3:23, and she starts doing a TikTok and she says, "Mom, get my TikTok." And I turned around and I look at her phone, and then I was like, and I shoved her, and I was like, "Look at that." So fortunately my camera was running and it did capture it in a time lapse. And then I grabbed my camera and was filming what I was seeing in the moment. And I may never see that again in my lifetime. So I can honestly say that I am really feeling, quote unquote, on top of the moon right now and over the sun. It was really neat, and I was glad to be able to capture it and see it with my own eyes and experience it with my daughter and my dog on our front porch of our new house. One of the biggest things that has happened in the last year was us building a house, and I got to see a solar eclipse from the front porch of that house today. How cool was that? I mean, do you have to ask me how cool it was? I'm still on fire here. This happened a couple hours ago, and I am still just totally wound up over it. So that's good for you, because I know you guys love me when I'm wound up. So guess what? You got me. Now, what I need from you is some questions. And my friends are here in the chat. It's great to see you guys coming here from all over. Janelle is reminding everybody to hold the dash bar so you create a question that I can clearly see, because I want to get you answers. And our question and answer live streams really build upon you. So if you bring the questions, you never know where this live stream is going. We could go deep on a subject, or, we could learn things that we haven't experienced together, learning about dog grooming. So that's what I'm hoping happens here tonight. I'm thinking of possibly keeping my live streams for a little while to Q&A, because there's a lot of reasons. Some things I can't spill the beans completely about, but I am very tied up these days with a couple of projects that I have going on. One of them I cannot talk about so much right now, but it is very consuming, and you guys will know about it when the time comes. But it's big. It's really big, and it's going to be exciting, and it's going to change things for you too. So it's going to change things for a lot of people. Trust me. It's going to be awesome. So it is tying me up a lot, as well as trying to keep my regular content going. As you know, I create a newsletter for you weekly, and I'm very dedicated to that, and I really enjoy putting that together for you guys. It's turned into be quite a success for you. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from the newsletter, and it's free. And it should be linked in the description below if you're not signed up for my weekly email newsletter. That's free. There's a link for you to sign up for it there, so it can automatically put you on the mailing list. And then boom, you'll see my newsletter every Friday at 8 a.m. So what are you waiting for? No, I'll wait. Go ahead and sign up for it. It's great. So that's time consuming, as well as my regular content as well. And I have a lot of footage that I have filmed in the last, probably over the last month and a half, that I'm creating into videos for you guys. And that takes me time. So I don't feel like I'm getting as many videos up as I want to these days for you, learning videos. These live streams are great, but I can only help you so much in a live stream, basically with questions or talking about a topic and just going deep, which we typically do, go deep on a topic in our live streams. But in my standalone videos, that's a whole nother thing. I can bring you in as close as I want. I can really focus on what I need to show you in those videos. So we may be keeping live streams here for a little while, that are every 2 weeks, every other Monday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, PM. We may be keeping that towards question and answers, because that's something that I can keep up with for you, and I can keep showing up for you, because I know we do enjoy getting together live every other Monday. There's no doubt about it. So let me pop in here and start answering some questions. If you hold the dash bar and create a line in front of your question, I'll clearly be able to see it and get you an answer. And the first one I'm seeing here comes from Sue C. And Sue says, "Hi Amy, I have 2 Aussie Doodles and was wondering how often they should be giving a bath." That's a great question. I was always told not to wash a dog unless they're very dirty. Well, there's a lot of advice out there, Sue. I totally get it. And what I want to tell you first of all is, okay, so you have 2 Aussie Doodles. And one thing that I know about most any doodle is they're very active and they love to play outside. And part of that often ends up being getting dirty or slobbery or wet. And those things require us to bathe and condition and brush them more often. So there's really not like a rule book, Sue, for how often do I bathe my Aussie Doodle. The rule of thumb for me is, first of all, how much coat does the dog have? If the dog's wearing a good bit of coat, it's going to get dirtier more often. If it's in a shorter, much shorter haircut, it's obviously, that is a low maintenance situation. So it would require less bathing, conditioning, a little more brushing, maybe once a week, twice a week, something like that. So it depends on how much coat your dog's wearing. My particular golden doodle is in a lot of coat right now, and he's requiring weekly brushing, thorough brushing, and about every 3 weeks is what I'm having to bathe, condition, dry him, and get him back to good, because he is outside a lot. He loves it. We walk in all the weather, and it's kind of yucky right now. Plus, at our new house here, our lawn is not seeded yet, so we don't have grass. So obviously he can't go out there when it's muddy, but like right now, the ground, there's no grass. The ground is hard and dry, so he can go out there and enjoy a little bit of running around time, because we do have an 1.5 acres, and I do enjoy letting him just be Gus. And of course under my supervision, because there's a lot of animals and stuff out there. But I find myself having to really keep up with him. So that, I think that's the best advice that I can offer is you monitor what you can tell when your dog's coat is feeling tacky, dirty. I can tell with Big Gus. I'm petting him and I'm like, it's time. we need to go to the shop and you need a bath. So, you know, you have to monitor it. There's no time frame. Your Aussie Doodles may be the type of dogs that don't like to get dirty and they walk around and avoid anything that's dirty. Well, then that helps. But most of them don't do that, including my dog. He gets quite dirty. So if they're feeling dirty, you know, when you brush your dog out, give them a brush out, and you try to slide that comb through them afterwards to see how your brushing was. If it's difficult, it's tacky and sticky, that means you got a dirty coat. Even though it's brushed out right now, it's going to turn around and build up again tomorrow because it's just tacky, it needs cleaned. So that's kind of my rule of thumb. It's, you really have to watch it, and you have to know how much coat your dog's wearing. If they're wearing a lot of coat, they're going to need bathed often, and that could be sometimes every week, depending on how active they are and how dirty they're getting. So that's my answer, and that was a great question, and I'm so glad you asked it. The next question comes in from Kathleen Michael, and she said, can we talk about tear stains on white dogs? I'm all over it. I'm over it. Okay, I get it. Listen, Kathleen, there are dogs, and in my 20 years experience of grooming, there are dogs, white dogs especially, or Shih Tzus, Lhasa Apsos, light colored dogs, that I never saw an improvement. You know, I get them in every 6 weeks, and I never saw an improvement. Sometimes it's the chemistry of the dog. They tear a lot. It stains. There's, you know, different things in their chemistry that comes out through their tears. They're not crying, but they're, you know, their eyes tear, they water. So that's one thing I want to say out of the gate is, Kathleen, it's possible that you can't change it. But I will tell you the things that I know about tear staining. One thing I know about tear staining is a good diet can change that. And if diet is going to change it, you're really not going to see the improvements for about 6 weeks because it has to change their system. It takes time. So a good diet, what is a good diet? A good diet is definitely fresh whole foods. I feed my dog, the farmer's dog. I am affiliated with them now as an ambassador because I believe in it. And it's funny because they reached out to me after I was already a client feeding my dog, the farmer's dog. So they didn't even know. They reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I think your audience may benefit from our food. And part of that was, we can allow you to offer your audience a 100% free box of the farmer's dog food. If you got 2 dogs, that's a free box for both your dogs. And that is linked in the description below. So if you're wondering about food, my recommendation is try the farmer's dog for your dog, fresh food, and see if that helps with tear staining. Now, it doesn't always help. It doesn't. Sometimes it's more than that. So here's what I've noticed as a groomer that has helped. You know, I'm always telling you guys when we shampoo a dog, and I show you, I have a fantastic bathing workshop video on my YouTube channel. So I want you guys to go watch it, especially you, Kathleen, if you haven't seen it already. It's on my YouTube channel. It is a full, complete workshop stating the reasons, the benefits of bathing and how to properly do it, and what you stand to gain from that if you properly bathe your dog and condition. The conditioner is a big secret in sealing the hair cuticle so that staining can't welcome itself back into the hair cuticle. So conditioning after shampooing is absolutely important. There's no magic product. Even the facial cleansers that I use them because they're gentle. I don't use them because they remove tear staining. And I have heard people say that they feel that say the Tropiclean Spa facial shampoo does help lighten the staining. And it may, but what I honestly believe, just from bathing so many dogs over the years, I believe that when we clean our dogs, we're bathing them, and we're using the facial shampoo to clean around the eyes and the face because it's gentle. I just believe the fact that we're bathing them is helping, making that look a little bit better, but it will not remove stains. It just can't. But the best preemptive strike for that is to be sure to follow up your shampooing with a conditioner. The conditioner will seal the cuticle after it's been cleansed. So eventually you may notice, if you're washing your dog every 2 weeks and you're conditioning afterwards, you may notice, wow, there it is. This is getting better. So that is the best advice I can give on that, Kathleen. And I love the fact that you asked the question, because it is such a sore subject for a lot of people, because they just can't get it to go away. So hopefully that helps you. Now, next question comes from Joanna Davis. Joanna's getting right to the point. Joanna says, good scissors? Question mark? Well, I happen to have my own shear line, and it isn't just my shear line. It's made by Kenchi, which is one of the pet industry's leading manufacturers of shears. So I teamed up with Kenchi to make my sapphire shears, and I believe they're linked below. I have a set of 3, so you can buy them individually or you can buy them as a set. It is a 8-inch straight shear, an 8-inch curved shear, and a 7.5-inch 52 tooth blending shear. The 3 together is about all you're ever going to need to groom any dog. They are made to be a workhorse shear. They're made from great metal. They have a serrated edge, so it really grabs a hold of the coat. There's no slipping. They are wonderful, and obviously I've gotten a lot of great feedback from many of you. Many of you have bought my shears and love them. So that's a testament right there. But that is my best suggestion, Joanna, is my sapphire shears. They are sold by Kenchi, so you would go to their website, and there's a link to that in the description. So they're the sapphire shears by Amy Leigh on Kenchi's website, and Kenchi handles all the sales and everything. We just teamed up together to make that shear for you. So that is my suggestion. And I got another question from Erica. Erica says, hold on, Erica jumped up there. Okay, Erica says, best advice for teaching myself how to groom. Oh, Erica, there's a lot to learn. The best advice is first start watching me on YouTube. And I have over 500 videos. And you may not be like wanting to watch my golden retriever video, but I'm going to here to tell you that you should. Because my golden retriever video is going to tell you how to handle a double-coated dog. Then I've got many other breeds on my YouTube channel, as well as just flat-out tips and videos of safe, professional grooming, where to get tools, how to use them. That's the important thing, Erica, is getting the knowledge. I mean, there are schools where you can learn. There are virtual schools, but I don't know how much money you want to put into this. If you want to become a professional groomer, I suggest you absolutely take a very good grooming course that's going to set you up for success, such as the Paragon School of Grooming. If you can't go to their on-campus learning center, then they do offer a virtual learning program, and it's extensive and it's intense. So people don't think if you choose a good virtual course that it's going to be easy, because it's not. And they may not pass you, and they shouldn't if you're not ready, because heaven forbid you're not ready. You know what comes next: accidents for you and the dog. So you don't want that. Paragon School of Pet Grooming would probably be one of my top recommendations, as well as there is a school, online school, Nash Academy, I believe, has a good online school if you can't do an on-campus learning situation, and not everybody can. But Erica, you really should be starting out watching my videos to even understand the terminology of grooming. It's going to help you. So keep doing that and look into one of those suggestions that I offered you, and you should be on your way to learning proper dog grooming and being confident about it. That's what's important. So I wish you the very best. Christine says, any suggestions on the best way to learn proper scissor handling techniques for a beginner? Absolutely, Christine. I have a video. I don't know if it's now just a members only video. It may still be up there. If it's not, A lot of my videos are up for a while and then they become members only. So aside from my learning sessions that I offer my channel members, they also have access to videos that I've turned off to the public, which is quite a few. So I had a video in there showing you how to practice scissoring paint rollers that are on a paper towel holder. Practice scissoring a paint roller. It's all about control, and I have many videos on my channel showing you how to hold your shear to get to balance it in your hand. That's very important. So learning how to hold the shear, how to use the shear, and then practicing using the shear. Obviously, if you're only grooming your own dog, you're not getting a lot of practice. So that's where these paint rollers come in handy, because you can scissor the crap out of those paint rollers and throw it away. No harm done, and make mistakes or make epic work on your paint roller, whatever. It's practice. So I do have a video showing that. If you're not a member, it looks like you are, honey, Christine. You are a member, so I know for sure I did an actual learning session with my channel members, showing them everything about practicing on paint rollers. So that's in the Sheer Joy with Amy Leigh and the Hounds playlist. Christine, go check it out, honey, because you're a member, so you have access to it. And the next question comes from Anna, and Anna says, as someone who never groomed a dog before, would you recommend the KM clippers for a golden doodle? Yes, and that's a good question, Anna. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm not really good at grooming, or I'm just learning, so I should buy really crappy tools. But that was one of the main reasons why I created this YouTube channel for all of you, is because I don't like the tools that are marketed to you as a pet owner grooming their dog, or someone who doesn't have the inside scoop, right, as to what tools to use. Professional tools are the only way, Anna, and you're talking about a golden doodle. So, you know, yeah, could you buy a 5-in-1 clipper and buy the guard comb attachments and try to get it done? You could, but professionals are typically the only ones that have great luck with a thick doodle coat with a 5-in-1 clipper. It's always got to be the A5 style clipper with your guard combs or whatever blade size you need to groom your dog. This is a 10. This is only to be used in the sanitaries as well as in under guard combs. But you could purchase a 7-blade or a 5-blade and trim your golden doodle with that and keep them in good shape. Is your work going to look beautiful right out of the gate, Anna? No, it's not, because you're learning. So please just understand to be patient with yourself and your skill level, and know that you will improve every time you groom your golden doodle. Keep watching my videos and you're going to hear my words ringing in your ears, trust me, about different things that you always need to be thinking of when you're using a clipper or shears with dogs. So I say, Anna, absolutely you're going to want the KM 10 or the KM cordless. The Joyzy Falcon is a favorite right now. I have it. It is very nice. All these clippers are right around in the same price range, so you just have to make the decision. If you want to go by my suggestions, my favorite clipper is the Wall KM10. And it's a solid clipper. It's proven itself to me, and so it's my highest recommendation for you guys. So I hope that helps, and don't get discouraged, Anna. Learning to groom is not easy. So, oh, that was Erica. I'm sorry, honey. No, Anna. Someone learned. Yes. Okay. I'm following along here. I'm here. Sandra says, okay. Sandra says, any tips on cleaning poodle tear stains? I just talked about tear stains, and that goes for the same thing. Any dog that has tear staining. So you'll have to pop back in this video and watch that portion of it, because I just answered about tear stains and I don't want to go into saying the same things over and over again. So it's there for you, Sandra, and just go back and watch it, or you can watch it after we're live, whichever. I would hate for you to leave me right now. Nala says, hi Amy, please give me advice on how to cut nails on dogs that are petrified, so they're afraid of it. Should you just give up and tell owners? It's just not possible. So Nala, you're a professional. Okay. Listen, sometimes there are dogs that you just can't. You're pushing them over the edge. For whatever reason, they're traumatized. If you're willing to work with the dog by bringing them in for short, quick training sessions with you, building trust is the first thing. So you're trying to build trust, but at the same time, you're trying to clip the dog's nails, which they're afraid of. They may have their reasons. I wish they could tell us, but they can't. So maybe taking the nail trimming out of the scenario for a little bit, asking the client if they're willing to work with you on helping the dog trust the process by coming in once a week for a 5-minute training session with you, not clipping nails, but get them on the table and just brush them and touch them. Keep a hand on them at all times. They can feel your energy coming through your hands. If your energy is that of positive, calm, and serene, they're going to feel that. And they're going to start to feel very, very safe in your hands. And that's the first step. So you can work dogs that are petrified of having their nails trimmed or of being brushed or of being bathed. There's a lot of things that you will experience as a groomer that dogs come in totally afraid of. So you can work with them, but you can't do that once every 6 to 8 weeks in a full grooming session. You can't really do it. You have to bring them in and charge for it, little charges, 5-10 minutes with the dog. And what you're doing is you're helping them. It's helping the client too. So, it needs to be a charge. But that's my best suggestion. I have many videos, Nala, on my channel about nail trimming. I have one video called Stories Untold, and it was with a dachshund who dreaded it. I mean, she literally did alligator rolls on the table, and I got her to the point in just about 3 sessions and for the rest of her life that she loved me, couldn't wait to come see me, and trusted me with trimming her nails. And it's captured in that video. I have a lot of videos about that kind of stuff on my channel, so you really got to look through them. But they're there to help you. I made the videos for a reason, so you can go back to them and say, that's the video I needed, right? Timothy says, what clipper would you recommend without spending a lot? And what number blade used for poodle? Well, that's not very easy to answer. I don't know the condition of your poodle. Is it matted? If it's matted, you got to use a 7 blade. If it's not matted, it's in great shape and you can slide a comb through it, a metal dog grooming comb before you go to clip it, then you can use guard combs. My question to you, Timothy, is how much coat do you want to have to keep maintained in between full grooms, which on a poodle should be no later than every 6 weeks. So do you want to groom your dog every 6 weeks? If not, you need to find a professional groomer because that's what a poodle needs. So you have to tell yourself, you have to be real with yourself, and you have to say, am I willing to do this? And am I willing to do it right? You can't leave mats, so you can't say, well, the clipper wouldn't go through there, so that's fine. Nope, that's not good enough. That means you need to go shorter with a 7 blade. You need to get those mats off of there. It's not even good for the skin. So for me to be able to tell you what clipper I recommend without spending a lot of money, whatever you consider is a lot of money, I don't know. But a dog clipper, professional quality, which you need, especially because you have a poodle, you need a professional quality clipper. So the best thing I can get you, the best price I can get you towards is probably like the Wall KM5. Sometimes you can pick up a nice Andis AGC, which is not my favorite clipper, but it's got the power, just doesn't last a long time. For me, as a professional, they last about 2 years, and then I have to throw them away. So to me, I don't even want to spend the money. $180 on something I'm going to be replacing, and I could have bought the Wall KM10 at $245 and still be using it in 10 years. Do you want your clipper to quit on you in the middle of grooming? I don't, because then what do you do? So there's no shortcuts to, hey, how can I short spend and shortcut this groom? You can't. For one, you have a poodle. A poodle requires a lot of grooming, and it is a thick, heavy coat. So you need the tools to do it. And that's my best advice, Timothy, because I'm going to be real with you, because I want you to have success and I want your dog to have success. So that's my answer, but I'm glad you asked the question, because it gave me a chance to let somebody else hear it that may need to hear that. And guys, it's not easy for me to tell you, hey, look, you just got to do this. But I'm being real with you because I don't want you to fail. That's the whole point. So I hope you understand that. And Cash says, your thoughts on beginning the shampoo with a dry coat or wet coat? Oh, okay, I know what you mean. I've done both, don't see a difference. Okay, so what Cash is saying is, a lot of groomers are suggesting you put the shampoo right on the dry coat. Well, I understand that, and I have done it, and it depends on the coat. A thick coat, that it's very difficult to do that, to get it into the coat. So I know why they say it. I'll tell you why they say to put on a dry coat sometimes. Because the first thing in contact with the dirt and grime that's on the skin and coat is the surfactants in the shampoo. So they will quickly start breaking down the dirt and grime. But here's the problem with that, is when you apply shampoo directly to a dry coat, obviously you have to rinse it then afterwards, but you can't move the product through the coat. You really can't. It just sits there, and your bathing is not an overall very good bathing experience. The whole duration of it is just not going to prove to be winning. So my suggestion is to either use my loofah technique, where you get the dog wet and you add your shampoo into the loofah, lather it up, and start working that through the skin and coat. And when you shampoo a dog, you do want to allow a few minutes of sit time to let the surfactants in the shampoo adhere to the dirt before you rinse it and wash the dirt and grime down the drain. And the next thing you do is what? Condition. Every dog, every time. Amazing results. So I hope that helps you, Cash. It's a great question. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding that topic. So kudos to you for paying attention and saying, okay, so what should I do? I like that. Good job, Cash. All right, Deborah Rose says, hi, Amy. Hi, Deborah Rose. I just got a Shijan puppy. What shampoo, conditioner do I use? I get these questions a lot, guys. I'm glad you asked it, because it gives me the chance to tell you that there really aren't shampoos and conditioners made for certain dogs. I'm glad you asked the question. I get the question all the time. And I guess it's something that a lot of people are confused over. So I'm glad you asked the question, Deborah. If you use a good, gentle, mild, but effective cleansing shampoo and a good hydrating conditioner, you can't go wrong, no matter what coat type, no matter what dog breed you're grooming. Okay, those two things balance the skin and coat. We just had a lesson on this Sunday for my members. If you guys are not a channel member, for $4.99 a month, you're really missing out. Really missing out. Just ask any of these people with badges beside their names. They know what I'm talking about. I go deep with you guys in my memberships. So the answer, if you want me to suggest one, Deborah Rose, I'll say, hey, you can't go wrong going for the Petals and Tails shampoo and conditioner, whichever scent you want. It's the same shampoo, just different scents. They are wonderful. They are gentle, very gentle, but very powerful in cleansing and highly moisturizing and conditioning, which is very important. But one of the nice things about those products is they're made from quality ingredients, and they rinse very easily and thoroughly from the coat. That's very important. We don't want to leave buildup in the coat. So mainly what you want in shampoo and conditioner is a good, mild, effective cleansing shampoo, as well as a nice hydrating shampoo. And I can offer you 15% off of all Petals and Tails products, linked in the description below. I'm affiliated with them for you, for you, for you. Okay, so I can save you 15%. And they are high quality products, so you can't go wrong there. I'm glad you asked that, Deborah. And Tiffany says, hello, Amy and everybody. Tiffany, you're so nice. Hello, Tiffany. I have a 4-month-old male Pomeranian. Should I just give him his first bath or take him to the groomers due to him being very wiggly? He's 4 months old. 4 months old is a nice age if you are planning to have him professionally groomed, which it sounds like you might be. 4 months old is a great age to introduce him to his groomer and to let him start to build trust with his groomer, because they're going to have a relationship together. If you're going to use a groomer, I suggest getting him in. Here's the thing, is he in a bad way? Does he have a lot of undercoat? Is this groomer going to have their hands full? Which means his first professional groom is going to be a handful for him. We don't want that for our young dogs because that sends a bad message to them. So if that's the case, maybe you should shampoo and condition and brush him nicely at home. Schedule now an appointment for 2 weeks from now. But you do it now. You shampoo, condition, brush, and work his coat and get him accustomed to it. And also what you're doing is you're taming his grooming situation down a little bit so that his first professional groom at a grooming salon, which is not home, is a better experience for him. So I suggest all dogs get in around 3 months with a professional. Tina Miller says, I love your videos. Thank you, Tina. I'm glad you love them and watch them. I make them for you. And you, and you, and you. Okay, so it says, I clip my Yorkies' nails. I've been told if you hear them clicking, they're too long. So clicking on the floor as they walk, then they're too long. Sometimes you can't avoid that because the quick is just that long. So that's not a good rule of thumb. She has dark nails. She still clicks loud. Can't cut any more off due to the vein. What do I do? Well, you just answered your question. You can't go any shorter on a nail than really close to the quick. That's as short as you can go. You can't go any shorter. So I mean, you can try to Dremel, but Dremeling is still, if you're Dremeling short, you are going to Dremel into the quick, and that hurts. It does hurt. So you can't retrain the quick to be short, no matter what anybody says. Once the quick has grown out long, you have a long quick there. That's what you're dealing with. My dog, I trim his nails regularly, plus he's very active, but I still hear his nails clicking on the floor. Are they bending? No, but he's walking and they're tick, 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 tick. That's normal. You're gonna hear that. He's walking. His feet are going like this when he walks, so the nail's hitting the floor. You can't avoid it. You're never not going to hear your dog's nail on the floor unless you've trained that quick from puppy up and the quick is very short. So don't be discouraged about it and think you're doing something wrong or that there's nothing that you can do. Just keep a regular routine nail trimming for your dog as close to the quick as you can. That's all you can do. And I would do that at least every 5 to 6 weeks. Nail trims. Absolutely. That's about all you can do. So I love your question. I'm glad that you asked it because I guarantee you other people are going, yeah. Answer that question. That's awesome. Cynthia says, hi Amy, what are your thoughts on wet shaving a dog? I saw this done on a matted dog. Well, I'm glad you asked that, Cynthia. Sometimes I have done it, but not like a full groom. I won't shave a matted dog totally wet. I typically will use an absorber towel, get as much of the water out as possible, maybe even force dry them a bit, not to the point where they're fully dry, but mostly because the force dryer helps to move the mat away from the skin because it blows air in there. So I don't see a reason to suggest to anybody to say, hey, wet shaving is something you got to do in this situation. Nope, I don't. I don't see a reason to suggest that. I like to trim all my dogs. My matted dogs, I will try to do some pre-trimming, not when they're wet, before they get in the bath. I try to get a lot of that off for them as possible, as much as I can comfortably get off of them before the bath as possible, so I can definitely clean the skin and coat really well. That's my question. This coat's been compromised for a while, right? So I want to make sure I get the skin and coat clean, and I'm not going to turn around and put the dog back in the tub after I groom him because he may not have gotten that clean in the tub. I don't think that a dog wants to endure that twice, especially after they went through a full groom and it was matted. Shaving a wet dog is hard on your blades. I want to tell you that. They can rust. Our blades are metal. Now, we can certainly dry them with our force dryer afterwards, so that's what I would do. If you do want to shave a matted dog when they're wet, you can then force dry your blade. You don't want to leave it wet so that it won't rust. But I can't tell you that there's an actual benefit, Cynthia, to shaving a dog when they're wet. So I hope that answers your question. I'm glad you asked it. I'm sure it's on other people's minds too. But as a professional, I can't say that I would advise anybody to do that. There's really not a reason. I would pre-shave as much as possible, get the matting off, then give them a good bath and condition and dry them, and then go over the whole body again because it's going to be uneven because it wasn't bathed. So that's what I think. Trina says, okay, thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't see any more questions. I'm going to give you guys a couple minutes here to ask me some more questions. Couple videos that I'm working on just to give you an idea of what's coming for you. One of the videos was with Sean. When Sean was here, you know, we did do that clipper comparison video, and that was great. Sean, that was so priceless that you did that for us, and it really did tell us what you preferred, these clippers you never had in your hand before, and you told us why. So if you guys haven't watched that video, I just released it about a week ago, and that was which clipper will she choose, and that was with Sean from SVCC Toy Schnauzers, who's in the chat. Nice to see you, Sean. But we filmed other things too. We filmed a couple teddy bear head trims, which is fun. So I will be showing you how I give a teddy bear hair head trim on 2 different dogs. Another video that's coming from that session when we got together was how to correct a groom that has mistakes. So Mom got a hold of the clippers and tried something that she shouldn't, but that's okay. She learned. She knows now what not to do. But so I kind of fixed his head up in a video and said, well, this is how I would approach it when we do a bad haircut, how we tie that together and make it look better. And that's a great video. I can't wait to give that to you guys because I think that's one a lot of people can relate to. And as a professional, sometimes we do make mistakes in our trimming and we're like, this is off balance, it doesn't look great, but we know how to fix it. We know what we have to do to balance out the trim, but not everybody knows that. So I can't wait for that. I also filmed a beautiful long-haired dachshund, and that's a video that's coming for you soon too. So these are reasons, like I said, guys, I have to really focus on this content and get it out there because I'm chomping at the bit to make it. And I really want to give those great tutorials for you guys. I want to get them up on YouTube. And if I really take a lot of time during the week planning a live stream for Monday, it keeps me from doing that. So I really think we're going to stick with some Q&A for our live from the grooming tables for a little while here so I can get through some of these busy times and keep everything flowing. But that's okay. I think the Q&A are great. Do you? Do you want to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Do you like that we're doing Q&A in the live streaming, or do you not like it? Show me. Show me right now. Thumbs up or thumbs down. You don't like it. I see a couple more questions. Sue says, me again. That's so cute. Me again. Do you have tips on how to clip my dog's ears? I'd love to keep the Aussie ear shape. Yeah, you'll have to watch some of my videos. Aw, Court Jester gifted a Go Groomer membership. Court Jester, that is extremely kind. That's awesome. See how awesome you guys are? So, Sue, what I say about that is it's best for you to watch my videos on like Shih Tzu head trim, Golden Doodle head trims, Maltese head trim, and watch Morkie. I have a Morkie head trim and a Morkie full groom. watch those videos because I go into detail and show you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So much easier than me trying to verbally explain to you how to trim your dog's ears, because I don't think I would be able to verbally explain that. But thank God I have those videos. So go watch them, Sue. They're there for you. Ross says, I'm thinking about taking a grooming course, but the salon locally that runs a school has mixed reviews. Any advice? If they have bad reviews, stay away from that. Absolutely. My advice is the Paragon School of Pet Grooming. You can take a virtual course if you can't go there. So that, or Nash Academy have some options. There's a New York City School of Dog Grooming, and I think they have some virtual courses. That these are all reputable places, guys. So that's what I would do. I would stay away from like the ABC School of Dog Grooming. It's just not enough. And there's a lot of like the behavioral, I don't know what it's called, but they're just not enough to prepare you to be a professional pet groomer. So those are my suggestions. I also have videos, Rosa, on my on my channel about how to become a pet groomer. So go back and watch them. You know, it goes deeper on that topic for you. Cash says, I have a sheepadoodle. Okay, that's a great dog. I struggle with trimming the long hair and the top of the foot. And should I scissor only there? I come down with my guard comb and come right off the top of the foot to set the length. And then whatever the guard comb can't leave, if it's a little choppy or whatever, then I comb everything up and round that in to tie that length together with my scissors. And that's in all my videos when you see me doing a full groom. I show you how to do those feet and how to tie that in with the leg. It can be difficult clipping down the leg, you know, with a guard comb and then getting to the foot. Oftentimes with those doodles, they don't like that. Once you get to about right here, the wrist bone, they don't like that. So, you know, so then you would stand the dog on the table and comb everything up and scissor it to match the rest of the length that you set with the guard comb. And you'll tie it together. So hopefully that helps you. Good question. Jacqueline says, what if a client does not like the haircut? How do you approach this situation? That's a good question. Well, first thing I do, Jacqueline, when I always take at least 10 minutes with every client and the pet when they come in. And most of, you know, I've groomed these dogs before, so sometimes it's just do what you did last time. Okay. You know, and often it's that. Or they may be like, hey, do what you did last time, but leave the tail and the ears a little longer, or leave the body coat a little bit longer, whatever. That's easy instructions for me. So what I do is I talk to them in that 10 minutes before I start grooming the dog, and I take the dog and say, hey, I'll see you back here in an hour and a half. I'm taking Fluffy with me now. And I feel the dog, and I can feel, wow, it's matted, whatever. If I feel mats, and this is a regular client every 6 weeks, we got to talk about modifying the trim, because obviously they can't brush the dog at home, whether the dog doesn't let them or they're just not doing it. But needless to say, the dog is having to wear the mats. So that's not a win, is it? No, it's not. This is dog grooming. Dog grooming is for the dog. Don't forget that. And sometimes you have to talk to your clients about, you know, hey, we want the best for Fluffy. That's why she's here. You know, sometimes clients forget and they think, oh, it's about what I want my dog to look like. It's not. It's about how we want that dog to feel and what the client is going to be willing to do in between grooming so that the dog can continue to feel good for weeks to come until he comes back for his next groom. So sometimes you have to find ways to talk to them about that. If your client doesn't like the haircut, so I try to get as much information before I start. What do you want? And I really try to understand what they want. If it's not attainable because the coat's just not in good shape, then I'm going to talk to them right now before I start grooming Fluffy and say, I don't think I can achieve that with what I have to work with here today. You're the professional. So you have to just be real with them. They don't know better. They don't know. So Jacqueline, that's what I would say. If they come back and they don't like the haircut, so, okay, I've had that happen where somebody's like, oh, I didn't want the ears that short or whatever. And I'm just like, some people just complain to complain, just so you know. I've seen that. So you still got to be nice about it. And you got to be, well, what did you have in mind? You know, oh, this or that. Okay. Well, I promise you we're going to work towards that. We're going to get her back where you want her. It'll grow. You always say it's hair. It'll grow. I promise. We'll get back to where you want it to be as long as you're maintaining the coat between grooming appointments. So, you know, I've had these conversations with clients and we usually laugh and giggle and move on. But you need to stage everything that way, that you're working together. You're teammates here. It's not your client against you and you against your client. You're a team. Remind them of that. You're a team Fluffy. Whoever the dog is, that's the team. That's what team you're on. So sometimes you just got to remind them that. Deborah says, can you scissor in the ear, but the ear doesn't bleed? No. Never put a shear anywhere in the ear. Ever. Ever, never, 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 never. I wouldn't want you to have an accident, and I certainly wouldn't want that for your dog, Deborah. Never, never, never put a shear inside of a dog's ear. First of all, you can't see what you're doing. Secondly, there's hair in there, and you can't see what you're doing because of that. Thirdly, the skin here is very tender. And fourth, that is an extremely sensitive area. It can be damaged easily. Never put a shear in a dog's ear and snip anything. Never, never, never. So I hope that answers that, Deborah. I don't want you to make the mistake. Okay? Glad you asked. Takes a lot to ask a question sometimes, but I'm glad you asked. All right, I'm just looking here and I see another question from Lois. Lois says, Amy, I wanted you to know how much that you have taught me and helped me with Squirt's care. Hey, Squirt. My pleasure. And her grooming needs. Thanks a million. Lois, I am so happy to help you. And Squirt, from my heart, honest to God, it's my pleasure. Because it sounds like you've had success. That's a win for me too. I'll take it. I want you to have success. So we all won. But who won the most? Squirt. That's for Squirt. All right, no problem, Lois. It's my pleasure to help. You know that. Uncle Sam's niece. Hi, everybody. There's Uncle Sam's niece. We love you, kiddo. I love all of you guys. I really do. Judy Lynn says, do you have a video of full drop coat groom? Yes, I do. A Yorkie on my channel. I have a Yorkie. Jenny is in here throwing money around. Jenny, stop it. You just bought an expensive ozone machine for your pets. You are wonderful. Judy, answer to that question is yes. I have a Yorkie and a full coat on my channel, and it was one that has thousands and hundreds of thousands of views and lots of good comments. So I think it'll help you, and I hope you watch it. But right now, this salute is for Jenny Sutherland. Thank you for the super chat, Jenny. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for being part of the community, but thank you for being an amazing pet owner and foster care giver. Holy crap. You are amazing, Jenny. I love you. I'm so proud of you. And thank you for the super chat. You always have to pop in and start throwing money around. Why do you do that? You always do that. Deborah says, I didn't say in the ear, but around the ear. Around the ear, Deborah, right around here, I usually like to use a number 10 blade, gently with no pressure. It's safer than a shear. I'm sorry I misunderstood you, but I'm glad that I misunderstood you because it gave me a chance to say, don't ever put a shear in a dog's ear. So anyway, my bad, but hey, I apologize for that. But yes, Deborah, maybe you're thinking about around the ear leather. I have videos on my channel showing you how I hold the ear leather between my thumb and finger. I'm always aware of where it is, especially if, say, I'm doing a schnauzer ear. Watch any of my schnauzer videos, because that's going to show you how I protect the ear and know where the leather is and where I can trim and how I go about doing that. All of my Schnauzer videos on my channel, and there are many, will help you with that, Deborah. I promise. So check those out. You guys are funny. Aurelis says, can you give me one of the best grooming schools to attend? One of the best grooming schools to attend is in Florida. I think it's called Mary something in Florida. That's one of the best, absolutely. I mean, people come out of there and whew, they are just amazing. So hopefully that helps you. Jacqueline says, when a client says, go as short as you can, what blade should you use? Great question. They do say that. They say it quite often. Go as short as you can. You know what? Unless it's a Maltese, a dog with fair skin, okay? Fair skin, pink skin, sunburns easily. If we go with a 7 blade, that's often too short for dogs that have fair skin. Maltese, Bichon, even poodles sometimes are white poodles, very fair skin. A 7 would be too short. Yorkie, no. So when they say go as short as you can, when it's a Yorkie, a Maltese, my preference is no shorter than 1/4 of an inch guard comb. We've got to leave a little bit of coat on there to protect that dog from the sun. Absolutely, they can get sunburn. So if it's a poodle with a severely thick coat, I can go with 7 blade. A 7 is as short as I will go, but I would never do a 7 blade on our fair-skinned dogs. Maltese, Bichon. Thin-haired dogs, Yorkie. Nothing like that, okay? I wouldn't do it. So I hope that helps you. What a freaking awesome question that was. I'm glad you asked. See, you guys ask the best questions live from the grooming table. I am so proud of you. All right. Claudia says, hi, Amy, you are amazing and thank you for sharing your knowledge and experiences. Question, when we can start trimming a puppy's nails and how often? Every dog I ever got, the day I brought him home, we started trimming nails. And you don't have to trim much, but we started the day I brought them. They always got a bath, a condition, some one-on-one time with me in a nice quiet setting. We just made it about me and the dog bonding. It could be why my dogs have all been so heavily bonded to me. My family jokes about it, but I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I've always done the grooming with them. I mean, these dogs are heavily bonded to me, all of my dogs. And it could be that, but right away. I always start right away when I get the dog. That's a great question. Well, guys, I'm going to slip on out of here. I'm going to go share some footage with my husband who came home from work about the solar eclipse. I cannot wait to share that with him too. I'm still so excited about the solar eclipse and what a cool thing it was to witness. But I will see you in 2 weeks live from the grooming table. Get your questions ready, please. Definitely. And bring them to the grooming table because that's what we're going to be doing. You guys keep having a wonderful day. I want to thank you for coming here tonight and seeing me and being part of this for all of us, our whole community here on YouTube. It's wonderful. We've created a wonderful thing. If you would like a 2-week free box of the Farmer's Dog food, there's a link in the description below. There's nothing better than fresh food for our pets, and I can attest to it with my own dogs. So I want to leave you with that, and I'm also going to leave you with the Farmer's Dog Super Bowl commercial in case you are wondering if it'll make you cry. Yeah, it will. I love you guys. Peace out.
I'll always take care of you.
Slow down. I wanna hold you forever.
Hey, little bear bear. Let's not do that again, okay?
Don't worry, darling, about the rest of our lives. Through thick and thin, I'll be there by your side. 'Cause when I see those big, beautiful eyes looking into mine, I wanna hold you forever.
To have and to be from this day forward.
You forever.
Come on, bear.
Yes, I do now. Forever.